Hey everyone, this is Ben from Cheddar Flow, and this past week was insane in terms of volatility. We had AMD up quite a bit off of earnings, Facebook down 25%. We had Snapchat up 50% off of earnings, so just crazy all around for the earnings season. And I believe this next upcoming week here for tomorrow, Monday, will be very bullish, at least ending the week green in my assumption. So we'll see if that does happen, but that will allow us to have a lot of good setups for the week, which I do want to share in today's video. So make sure you subscribe below. And by the way, we are coming out with 2 videos a week now. The last video we published was 2 days ago on Facebook, and those contracts went up 1,000% in gain. You can check when we posted it if you want to backtest it. 1,000% on those 0-day to expiration contracts. I went over everything for Facebook, and it played out exactly as I predicted. So make sure to check out that video after this one today. We'll get started right away. All right, so first one that I want to go over here is Snapchat. This one had a massive move off of earnings, just crazy. If we go to the chart here, this move was insane all the way up. It was up 50% after hours when we had that news on the earnings report, and chart looks pretty good as well. And I'll go over the chart here in a second, but what I want to first go over is what caught my attention, and that is the flow. So on Friday, we had 76% to 24%. So calls were way over the puts in terms of over 100,000 premium, which I have filtered over here too. But basically, I like to see that first of all. But remember, I'm a big person about contextualization. It could say it's 76% to 24%, but we need to contextualize, are these closing out positions? Are these people closing out because they want to take profits on the big pump after earnings? And when I was looking through this, I noticed that there are actually a lot of traders that believe this thing could go up quite a bit from now between now and June. So looking through the flow here, we have a lot of calls. These are some that are deeper in the money, like these 30s and 20s, but also down here we have some that are 47, like this one right here, 47 strike, that is far out of the money. This one is for May 20th. We have 44, 44, 43. So I like to see these continuously coming through. Also near the end of the day, this was at 3:34, so less than half an hour before market close. These people want to hold over the week or the weekend, and they think this thing is going to go bullish, at least for within the next month or so. So I like to see ones like that. And as we go down, really a lot of bullish prints that are coming through on the tape right here. We have another 50 call right here. This one is for a leap, so not as prevalent. I like the ones that are within 4 or 5 months expiration, like I showed you above. And as we keep going down, some really good prints overall. These ones are close to the money here, but this one also caught my eye. And what I really like about this one is it is for June, so June 17th of 2022, and it's a 50 call, so pretty far out of the money considering the spot price was $36.95 when they got it. And they got 5,000 contracts, which equates to $1.2 million in premium. This is a very large order, and it is a big bet on the potential of Snapchat going to 50 or beyond by June. So when I went over to the chart after seeing all of that bullish flow, I noticed that we actually had a downward wedge that we broke out of after earnings. So we had the top of the wedge right here, this green line, and the bottom line right here. So what happened after earnings is we popped up above. We did retest down, actually right on my level that I had before of 34.40, and we bounced up and closed the daily and weekly above this wedge, which is very bullish. So my plan for this next week is a potential of a pullback, if we do get it, to this red line that I have here of 37.14, so roughly $37 that I'm looking for. And basically that is a prior support and resistance level that we've had, and also coincides with the wedge retest. So if this thing wants to retest the wedge, it's going to have to take this as a support and test this, which there are going to be a lot of buyers in this range, and there's a good potential that we can swing off the retest and for the bounce over. So that's my plan for this week, and you guys might have a different plan, but I really like to see that there is aggressive flow for the next couple of months on the potential of it continuing up even as high as 50. And also I like how there's a good risk reward setup here as well. So this one's definitely one to watch. Next ticker I want to go over today is AMD. And this one is a bit interesting in the sense that I actually don't have a prediction of what direction I think it may go. Like Snap, I think there's a good potential that we continue up. If we retest down, I could take that trade to go up, or it could just continue to go up. But I am bullish on that. This one I'm indifferent because of, first of all, the flow. And as I'll go over here for the flow, basically, we're not seeing any further out of the money contracts with a lot of money in premium. hitting the tape on either the put or the call end. A lot of these are just at the money or just a little bit in the money, at least for calls. We have a lot of 120s here when the spot price was close to 125. Same exact thing kind of for the puts that we've seen on here. It is a bit call heavy, but these aren't aggressive in any sense. Like, there is a lot of money going into it, but AMD is a well-known name and it has been getting a lot of contract volume in the past like 5 months now. So I would like to see more aggression in terms of further out of the money within a 3 month of expiration. And I'm just not seeing that yet on either end. So I went over the chart, and what I'm seeing here is we have a downward wedge again on this one, similar to how Snap was. And this is the top end, this is the bottom end, these two green lines. And basically it's struggled to get above the wedge. And we've been rejected off of earnings, had amazing earnings, by the way, last week, and we got rejected and closed under the wedge. It retested it the next day, got rejected hard. We retested it yet again on Friday, and it still cannot get over that level. So it needs to get over that level very soon, ideally within early this week, like Monday or Tuesday, or else it's just going to collapse and fall back down and retest lower here because it's just tested it so much, and then sellers are going to overcome the buyers. So it really needs to get up above here. Ideally, it gaps up and goes. But I'd like to see it go right off of here. It needs that bullish momentum right now. And as of now, the call flow is showing us it's just consolidating at that level. There is no emphasis on that aggression in terms of it being very bullish in the near term. So I want to start, when we start seeing like 130 orders hit the strike, maybe 135 orders, but I really like to see 130s. That's going to start telling me, hey, this thing could get ready to break out. And this breakout will be big. It has been rejected off of this for quite a while, all the way since back over here, which was early December. We've just been falling along this thing. So if it does break out, this thing could run hard. Definitely my PT would be 140.50 roughly. That'd be my first price target. I think it can get there off of a breakout, and it will be able to get there fairly soon if it is a decisive breakout to the upside. So I'm definitely watching this one. I'm going to try and play the break on it because otherwise it will just fall down. But again, the call flow is going to tell us the story on this one. We need to be looking at this one, and it's going to be a fast move. This thing has a lot of volume on it, and it has a lot of volatility as well. So definitely want to look for this one in the near term because I think it's going to make that move either down or up soon. So make sure to keep this one on your watch list and catch the break in either direction. Last one I'm going to talk about here is Amazon. This one popped off after earnings, was up like 15% on the day, which is the most it's ever been up for this ticker. And this actually has a lot of call flow. Now, when I looked at the chart on this one, thought it was interesting because we had pretty much of an indifferent close on this thing. Just it did go all the way down to roughly 3,000 and all the way up to 3,200. So it was around in a wide range on Friday. However, I do see a potential that we retest my previous pennant that we had. So basically, if you go all the way back here, I do have a lot of lines, but bottom of the pennant was this lower red, and then the top of the pennant was this upper red line. My bad, up here it was more so of a channel, and we were trading within this channel, which I've spoken about in a previous video. However, I would not be surprised to see us retest the bottom of that channel with this bottom of the red here. So that would mean that we get up all the way till I guess like 3,350, which would be pretty good from considering where we are right now at the spot price. And I looked at the flow after checking out the chart there and saw that we did see some of those orders. So we saw a 3,300 here for this actually upcoming week, which is kind of crazy. It's pretty aggressive. And then a lot of 3,250s, 3,200s, which is probably more common to be seeing there. There are quite a bit of puts as well, so we do have to be conscious of that because this isn't just super call heavy with aggressive calls. There actually are a lot of aggressive puts. These are all nothing to worry about. These expired on that day. They were doing a quick trade, which actually did play out. I actually followed them on this one, made a quick 15% on that trade, assuming they got out with me. So I would not pay attention to any of these. However, the ones up here are the ones we do have to pay attention to because these people are most likely holding over the week just because they are going for that 211 strike. So this is definitely something to watch. There was a lot of call flow on the day as well as put flow for Amazon just because it typically doesn't get as much unusual flow because of how heavy the ticker is. But we did have a few large dark pool prints, 446 million at the start of the day and also 400 million at the end of the day. So mark these spot prices to know kind of like where the trend's going to go after that. But it does look a little bit more bullish in my opinion to get up to this level. After that, most likely could fall down and get rejected or could continue up after that. But my trade would only be up until this level. I still have to mark the levels for a good risk reward entry, but this one is good to watch. There is a lot of volume on this name and a lot of buys after that earnings report. So definitely keep this one on your watch list with the other ones. And that will be all for me today. Remember, we are coming up with 2 videos a week now, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video.